guys, welcome back to another episode of Ami Athletics, the Ami Podcast, Ami Talk Show, whatever you want to call it. But this one is going to be an even better one, and we're just getting better and better. Stay tuned. We have a lot of good stuff coming. This week, we have a very special guest, Avi, Coach Avi, Avi Yakubov, the beast, the man, the myth, the legend. We just want him, I'm introducing him, but he's going to introduce himself. Welcome, Avi.
How you guys doing? How's everything going with you guys today?
Amazing. Good to have you here.
Good to have you here. Zaki, the one and only analyst. And we have the reigning MVP, champions, Coach of the Year.
Hey, Avi, you're supposed to be talking about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm introducing you guys as well. All right, guys, a little thing about me. My name is Coach Avi. They know me as Avi Yakubov. I've been doing a lot for the community for many, many years.
My name is Coach Avi.
Let him go. He's good.
And yeah, that's what they know me as, Avi Yakubov.
Yeah. So there's been questions, people asking me if you have a black belt in Kung Fu after last night's game.
One second, we're going to get there.
Actually, double black belt.
What do you do during the day?
Off the court, I do athletic training, massage therapy, coaching, any sport, mostly basketball.
Trash talking.
That's another side job. Get blocked.
Roll the clip.
According to Zaki.
Which one?
I do a lot for the community, Baruch Hashem. We're always united with everybody. We try to help out people that get hurt. There's a lot of people that always have advice, need advice. What can I do for this part? What can I do for this part of my body? And listen, I try to work with everybody, accommodate everybody's pockets, livelihood. And I do, what I got to do. Hashem brought me in this world to give more than to take. So that's me. If anybody needs a massage, a stretch, a training, anything.
Basketball advice.
Reach out to richierich@gmail.com.
And by the way, tonight, as we all know, we're sitting with the rabbi here. Rabbi was by me yesterday, and you shouldn't even be talking smack because you were by me too. And your neck,
was by you.
I see your neck has no more pain. Thank God.
But thank you, Coach Avi.
Really fixed me up.
So
2 threes.
Highly recommended.
2 threes. See, if it wasn't for me, what do you need 1?
Yeah,
so,
okay, so
all right,
thank
guys,
you.
Let's get started.
Thank you, Coach Avi, but there's something very, very pressing. It's dear to all of us, and it's dear to everybody, should be dear to everybody watching. There's an urgent thing that we needed to talk about. We need to talk about, and we're going to talk about it more at length, but right now is not the time. But there's been an uptick. Generally speaking, there's usually like a little bit of like an aura of things like, when certain bad things are happening, it's never usually like in a vacuum, like isolated. Usually there are things, maybe it's a sign from God, but that's a completely different discussion. But on the boots on the ground and in practicality, there's certain things that should be changed. And in terms of kids who are riding motorized scooters. Now, it's different. Back in the day when we were kids, we were riding our bikes. It wasn't motorized. And even then it was dangerous. And even then we were supposed to be wearing helmets. But now today it's motorized and you're putting a 13, 12, 11, 10, whatever it is, year old kid who doesn't have a license and you're putting him on a electric bike or scooter that can go 20 miles an hour, up to 30 miles an hour. That's extremely dangerous, number one. And number two, it's even more dangerous and much more of a risk if they're not wearing a helmet. And I promise you, nobody ever said, thank God I wasn't wearing a helmet. Nobody from the Adam Arishon till today ever said, thank God I wasn't wearing a helmet. Thank God I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. You'll never hear that. Everyone always after the fact says, oh my gosh, thank God I was wearing the helmet, or I wouldn't be telling the story. And it's really not a joke. It's really not a joke. There are 2 kids today, as I speak, who are in the ICU, right? They're in the ICU. One is in Florida, one is in Queens, in New York, that are in the ICU because one of them was wearing a helmet. One of them was wearing a helmet, and that's why he's still alive, by the way. As per my
sources.
As
per my sources, I did not see the kid myself. I heard from a reliable source. The other kid, both of them should have a refuah shalema.
Amen.
We'll put the names at the bottom, hopefully, for people to down for them. So please wear a helmet. It's very important. So,
Bezrat Hashem, they're gonna have a refuah shalema.
Hold on, Zaki, before you say something, let me give a shout out to my wife, Miriam, and the purple team.
Wow.
We're winning the chip. I'm letting you guys know today, 11-15. Be aware. Purple's taking a roll.
Well,
and now back to Zaki.
Well, a lot of people have been asking me, do you have a black belt in Kung Fu? After watching your last game, I mean,
the kick,
the jab, the push.
I'll tell you the truth. I'm not a dirty player. I'm not. It just, at that moment, I took a three. I fell. One of the players, like, threw themselves on my leg. I barely run. If you can tell. So I had to make sure my leg is working. So I just picked up my leg to see if it's still movable. And then, unfortunately, the guy's face came in the way.
He moved his face into
And
your
because
foot.
of that, now there's going to be all season, I'm going to hear this Kung Fu Panda, Kung Fu Panda, Kung Fu Panda.
Kind of looks like Kung Fu
People
Panda.
texting me privately, Coach, do you give sessions for karate? I don't know if they're joking or not.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy,
The mascot of the league.
Right? To get there, but as a coach, how important is it when a guy comes onto your team? You're a coach of Baragola, correct?
Yeah.
So now I want to talk a little bit about your coaching, about mentorship, about how important it is when you see a person with raw talent and you tell them, hey, you're playing the zone the wrong way. Hey, you're a great scorer, but pass the ball. And they're going to say, no, because if I pass the ball, then I'm not going to be able to score. How important is it to be the mentor, and how much of an impact can it make from turning a regular player to a superstar player, and how much, if they don't agree with you, meaning if they don't listen to you, how much can it affect them on the court?
Okay, I'm not going to go too far, but you could take that example as yourself. You were in their last game, and your team needed a coach. We all actually realized that.
Yeah.
Without a coach, the green team ain't nothing.
We're missing Remy
Oh,
also.
forget Remy, man. The coach. Understand? It's a big thing. So to your question, I personally had a lot of kids that came with very good talent, but were not put in the right format of playing basketball. If you go to a kid and tell him, oh, you yell at him, say, yo, you got to do this. He's never going to do what he has to do. Like I was actually talking to the rabbi while we were driving here, and we were talking about our teams. And I told him, you have a very good team, but you need to break them down into categories. You need to know each person has a role in the team, right? You cannot be a scorer, he's a scorer, I'm a scorer. It's not going to go that way. You all can score.
And it's like that in life also.
It is. But also in life, you can't just take everything and grab it in 1 second. Everything has a life, an aspect of life. This comes first, then that comes, then this comes. Oh, and then when you see something happens to you, you say, oh, now I know why this happened to me.
Yeah, but what would you say if a young kid, you tell him you want him to play point guard, and he says, no, I want to be a center.
So I'll tell this kid, unfortunately, in the aspect, in the generation that we're in, this yeshiva, you're a guard due to your height, right? But in reality, when you go outside of the world, you're a center. So we're going to put you outside of the world because we don't know what tomorrow's going to be. So we don't want to put your potential on one physical position, and then tomorrow when you go out in the real world, they're going to make you play something that you were not able to play. And then what you're going to say, you're going to say, oh, it's coach's fault. My coach only told me to play the guard. But no, so we're going to put you down low to make you work as a center, power forward, and you could always play guard because you have the physical ability to do it. So let's learn something new. And the kid will sit there and say, you know what, coach, you're right. I don't mind learning this new position. And that gives him motivation and confidence. And then his teammates around him will be like, oh, you know what? He could play a center. Let's feed him the ball down low.
And I mean, I'm saying it's like that in real life also. I'm saying, Rabbi, how many kids come to you and say, listen, when I was a kid, I used to have friends that used to say, yo, this is how I am. Like, I don't need a rabbi to tell me. I don't need a parent to tell me. I don't need anybody older to tell me. Sometimes kids had older brothers, especially Bukharian kids had older brothers that would slap them. But if they didn't have an older brother, and I said, this is how I am. I like to do X, Y, and Z. And they didn't want to listen. They don't want to listen to anybody, really. So I'm sure you get that a lot. I'm saying, as I said in the first podcast, you're really boots on the ground. So how important it is, like, what would you say to these, to kids, to adults, everybody can use, let's say, a mentor, a rabbi, coach, metaphorical coach, physical coach.
Definitely, 100%. A lot of times you will see that you'll get to waters that you'll never traveled before, and you're going to need a guide eventually. The higher you go in business, the higher you go in medicine, the higher you go in health issues and in life. You're always, the bigger the numbers are and the bigger the risks are, the bigger an educated guess you're going to have to make. And the more knowledge you have and the more plugged in you're into people that know more than you, is the more successful you'll be. Every big, huge business owner and gets into the stock market and gets into a bigger and bigger scale, he's going to need a board of chairmen. He's going to need some older guy who was in the business longer than him to give him advice. They can't make it on the fly as you go. If you make it on the fly as you go, you'll run into big mistakes. And the bigger you go higher, the harder you could fall, chas v'shalom. So a lot of times I tell today you'll think you can manage on your own. Eventually you'll hit a wall and you hit a rut and you're like, oh, wow, I have a lot of shalom bayit issues. Oh, wow, I have a lot of business issues. Oh, wow, I have a lot of issues with relationships in my life. I need to learn how to be a person. I need to learn how to make the right decision. And I didn't have a rabbi, and I need to get a rabbi. I needed someone to constantly give me advice. There's so many people in the shul who call every week. Rabbi, I have this and this decision to make in business or in my house, an emotional decision, relationship decision. I made a mistake before. I don't want to make that mistake again. That's why I'm calling you. Hear me out. Is this the right thing to do? Do you think I'm being biased? Do you think I'm making the wrong error here? It's something coming from emotions. I'm not using my logic. Just to check themselves, to verify with themselves. Verified on Twitter, verified on social media, to make sure that it's legit what you're doing. A lot of times you can make a mistake. Look at Avraham Avinu. He had his cousin, his family member Lot. They were connected. He had a lot of bracha and success in his life. They started arguing about a little small thing, about do they have to have their animals muzzled or not. Lot's like, Canaan is going to be ours. We're going to own this land. Why do I have to go and care who I eat from, who I don't eat from? And then Avraham told him, listen, we got to be honest in business. I'm sorry, this is the way I roll. You with me? I'm the rabbi. You got to follow my way. Lot's like, listen, I don't have time for you. I don't want to have patience for your business and your holiness and all that stuff. We're going to go part ways. Avraham said, okay, no problem. It's your choice. I go right. You go left. You go left. I go left. You go right. Ended up being he disconnected from his rabbi. And where did he end up? Sodom. The worst of the worst. He became a judge for Sodom, the Midrash says. He became an expert in their laws and in their ways. He became a leader there. And can you imagine a guy who was connected to Avraham Avinu, the holiest person, and the second you disconnect from your Rebbe, you have potential to fall so low to the lowest of the place. The next week's parasha, Avraham's praying to Hashem, don't destroy Sodom. It's the worst place in their world. Hashem wants to destroy it. He has to go and kill 4 and 5 kings to save Lot, to save his family. His wife turns the pillar of salt. His daughters end up thinking the whole world is destroyed. They make Ammon and Moab. They live with their father, Lot. Tremendous downfall, all because he left his Rebbe. He just said, I'll figure it out on my own, I'm fine. And that, trust in yourself, we're all biased to ourselves. We're all going to see our own desires before what's the right thing to do. And even Rav Ovadia Yosef had a Rebbe. He used to take his tshuvot, he used to write up a halachic responsa. He used to go and ask his Rebbe, do you agree with this? Rav Atiyah, Rav Ezra Atiyah, Alav Hashem. He said, this I agree, this I don't agree. Right away, the parts he didn't agree, he ripped it up on the spot. He said, this is my Rebbe. I have to have a Rebbe because I can't call myself out. I can't be objective to myself. So that's why it's very important to get a Rebbe. Who should be your Rebbe? Your Rebbe should be a person who can answer all halachic she'elot. Halachically speaking, today, the Shach writes, whoever can you ask him a halacha, he'll know where to look it up and how to answer you. He's a rabbi. In more or less any field of halacha. And then he has to be a person who you have access to, who will answer your phone call. You have a relationship with him, you'll be able to open up to him. Not just asking, asur, mutar, this allowed, not allowed. Having a real relationship, like you're going to open up about your personal life too and help you make the right decisions. And that's what you should have, a person who really knows halacha very well, has dat Torah. And finally, is you have to know, to begin that relationship, you can't just call a rabbi out of nowhere and say, well, why would I call him? I don't know him from the hole in the wall. Why would I want to open up to him? So you got to start having a bond with him. You got to start learning. That's Baruch Hashem. Ami's having this Saturday night learning. They're gonna go and have 45 minutes of learning, food and drinks, and then open gym afterwards for the guys to do something Saturday night and to play together. But that's a great chance to go and learn and to have a chance to connect to your rabbi. It doesn't have to be me. It can be any rabbi. But the point is, if you don't learn with your rabbi, you don't go to the shul to connect to ask the questions of the rabbi, hear his lectures on Shabbat, hear his lectures during the week. There's no way you'll be connected to any rabbi. You have to start learning, get a relationship with him, and start asking questions. Start making sure that everything you do in your life is according to the Torah, because that's the only way you have success. And if you think you could do otherwise, you'll hit a brick wall. You'll be like Lot, chas v'shalom, and then you come crying back for Avram to save you and to pull you out from chas v'shalom wherever you fell deep into. So b'ezrat Hashem, we should all zochet to have a rabbi. Go ahead, Zaki.
No, I think it's a good point. I 100% agree. It says, "Aseh lecha rav," you have to make for yourself a rav. And the problem I see with a lot of people is that it's kind of hard. Like, I see a rabbi that I like, and I say, wow, this person's really smart. This person has a lot of the ideals that I believe in. I don't feel, I don't know the person. Like, I'm not going to go to them and start talking to them about, a shalom bayis. I don't know this person, And I think that's
the problem.
That's a big problem. So I think what the beauty of what we're doing, what's a Shabbat, but it's just a start. I think in general, the best way is to look at a rabbi. Maybe you could test it out, maybe a couple of different rabbis, but connect with them on a Torah level, on a learning level, right? When you open a Gemara, when you open a Halacha Sefer, or even a Parsha Shir you can go to, when you have that back and forth over time, it builds relationships, similar to basketball. A lot of guys in the league where I've never met them, I've never spoken to them, and through games, through the pushing and the rebounding and the fighting sometimes, you end up being closer, and you can see that person and talk to them. And I think it's a catalyst for a person to be really close to someone. And I think the same thing applies here. You know, to find a way to learn with someone, the Rebbe who you. But again, the bottom line is we have to make for ourselves a Rebbe, because just like in business, you have a business, or even you have Trump, he has 1 million advisors. In a business, you have a sales team, you have a this, you have a that. There's so many different things that need to run properly. In life also, you need to have a mentor. You need to have someone you can go to, and we've seen it. Guys in the league.
I mean, it's also, I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm going to point this to you because really this has to do with you. You've seen it. Guys who are able to be coached and spoken to and kind of told, hey, listen, I know you know how to score, but I kind of need someone to space the floor. Those type of players who say okay and agree with it and buy into the system, ultimately, usually are on successful teams, because the team becomes more successful.
And it also says a lot about their character. Like, off the court, you could tell a guy who's a successful person, human, by how accommodating he is, because it's a 5-person sport. But if he's just gonna, as they say in our league, give me the ball, get out of the way, and you tell him no, whatever, and you have that power struggle with him. Okay, how does he react?
But from everything you guys said, right? Do you guys agree on one thing? It's also in this world is who you know.
Okay.
Right. It's also in business who you know in business that could make you progress. In the courts, who you know that could
slide you to be on your team.
No, not only my team. I'm saying in general.
Rabbis,
it's in general. Also, is like in the whole world is. There's always somebody that says it's always good to know someone higher than you.
Yeah.
Why? Because it could help you in the near future.
So.
Rabbi Zeno's is doing great, but there's always somebody maybe higher than him that he goes to.
Yeah.
And he's going to get influential speeches. Or Zaki, when you need some advice, you call me.
100%.
Coach, who should I rank? Do this. The real insight is me. He just takes the credit, but I'm just a humble guy. Unfortunately, I had to say it today because, me and we're sitting together.
One more piece, though, before we get into the basketball rankings, is that once a lot of people find, they say, okay, I agree, I have to have a rabbi. But then you got to stick to that rabbi, and you got to do what he says.
100%.
A lot of times people, they like to do rabbi shopping. I have the rabbi for neither questions, and then my rabbi for Shabbat questions, the rabbi for kashrut
Which
questions.
one's lenient they go to?
And he goes, he tells his friend, what did he say? It's not allowed? Okay, here's the next phone number we're going to call till we get somebody that permits it. A lot of times people can say, well, if somebody permits it, why can't I follow that opinion? It says, make yourself a rabbi, and that's it. One rabbi, and you go, you through the fire and the water, you go with him.
It's very important.
And don't just jungle and jump around based on what's comfortable for you.
It's like having 3 CEOs in one company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, by the way, just not to get out of topic, just take the green team, guys. Coach is not there one game. That's the mentor. He's the phenom.
Green team does
Green
not
team,
like
40 points. Yo, they scored 40 points. Coach Avi had 40 points in one game, bro. What's going on there, yo? What's going on? I was confused. I'm like, yo, where's Ariel? Where's the coach?
I was watching the game.
I called him the next day. I said, Ariel, did they trade you? Tired of you, bro. Your name is on the wall. You quit.
Yo, we should be able to pick up Ari in the draft.
Yeah, we should. That's what I said. I told him we should be able to draft
I would take him in round 2.
I would pick him first.
Okay, one second. Okay,
Coach is more important than the scorer.
Okay, one second. I just wanted to say, whatever. One more thing is that a lot of times people, especially in our community, they get burnt by rabbis. For any, especially in the Bukharan community, I'm not talking about any other community. I'm just focusing on my community. On my community, people get burnt by the rabbis, and I'm gonna quote Harav Aaron Wolkin, Zichrono Livracha, who used to say, he said, and he was your Rabbi for a little bit, also a while, also, that we have to stop the narrative that Rabbi Wolkin used to call the Gehenna rabbis. Oh, yeah, Rabbi. You're gonna burn. You're not gonna burn. You're not gonna burn. Not everything is gonna lead you to hell. Not everything is gonna make you burn. We're not here to. It's not fear tactics. If you don't give mice, you're gonna die. Enough with the fear tactics. Enough with the scare tactics. Judaism and Hashem wants a relationship with his kids. He wants love from his kids, and that culture should shift. And people with real backgrounds, in learning, like Rabbi Wolkin or whatever, and such. Used to preach this a lot, so I think that it's very important in choosing a rabbi that you have that the fear tactic is not there. You're not doing things out of fear, rather you're doing things from a sincere place.
And people who get turned off by that doesn't mean they shouldn't learn at all or shouldn't have a rabbi at all. Try something else. Try a different shiur. Try to listen to somebody else. A lot of times people say, "Oh, everybody listens to this," and then I try to give a listen. It wasn't for me. Okay, Rabbi, there's different flavors for different people.
Rabbi, when you keep getting pushed down, humiliated, how much can you take? That's how people think.
100%.
Should I go again? I'm gonna get embarrassed. Should I go again? Again, they're gonna throw me out.
We spoke about this before, how people, they give up once and they never try learning for many years.
this
and
happens.
it's chaval.
It
It's
is.
a very chaval.
It is.
And just because you tried in business and you failed, means you're never going to do business again in
No,
your
for
life.
them, business is different.
No, but I'm saying you have to try.
It's different, bro.
You have-
This business is different, man.
You
You
have
can't,
to- you
I
have
need
to
the
try-
money. Listen, but they don't know
you
that
need-
money
you-
comes from Hashem.
You need the spirituality and you need the growth as a person, you know? So you need to try again. Just because one time didn't work doesn't mean it's not always going
Guys,
to work.
let's let Zaki
Now,
talk. He's getting
let's get
irritated,
into the
yeah.
power
Yeah,
rankings.
he's getting
Some
getting
people,
irritated.
whatever.
Wait, hold before we get to the power ranking. So when is this learning?
This learning is going to be an hour after Shabbat is over. So around 6:30, it's going to be in the gym in the
Ami Athletics.
by Ami Athletics. It's going to be a 45 minutes learning. That's a must. If you don't participate in the learning, you can't play. But once we do the learning 45 minutes, then there's going to be open gym for everybody to, you know.
Cheer format?
Yeah, it's going to be a big discussion.
And there's going to be food, of course, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Of course, Zaki, come on,
I'm in.
man.
There's food, there's
It's
basketball,
from
there's
12
learning,
plus. It's 12 plus to men.
Can we have
Yeah.
entertainment?
and there's father-son learning.
you come?
So if LeBron and Bronny want to
Karate
come, they're
classes?
welcome to come too.
Yeah, karate class is hosted by Coach Avi afterwards.
So what's the rankings, Zaki? Let's
What's
hear
the
rankings.
Free
rankings?
admissions.
Everybody's waiting for the rankings.
Free admissions when you learn.
All right, guys, we're going to pull out the
Sorry to
rankings right
Avi
now.
Rubinov who tried putting the rankings out. You
Yeah,
did a
if
good
you
job.
want- if you want regular rankings, please reach out to Avi Rubino. But if you want advanced analytics,
So we'll start with the
we're gonna
bottom, right?
talk
Great
about
team's
right
the
here.
bottom, right?
No, Zaki, can we
No.
change it? Can we change it around this week? Can we go from first to 14?
No.
No. You go from bottom to top. It's more.
there's a reason why you're the
exciting that
guest on
way.
this show.
Oh, yeah? I wonder where Orange is ranked this year.
All right, week
You're about to
number
find
2
out.
power rankings, guys.
About to
We're
find
finally
out.
here. We're finally here at number. I'm getting FaceTimed by the whole Z League. Okay, at number 14, we're gonna go with again, guys. Quick reminder: I did not grade myself at Orange, so any questions? Oh, we're better than you. Don't talk to me. I didn't do it. That was.
By the way, he graded everybody else, so get on him. Yes. Everybody else but Orange.
But remember who my mentor was? Coach Avi. So problems go to him. Anyways, at number 14, I'm gonna stick with light green still. I don't know. I don't see that team flowing. I think it's one superstar and then a lot of guys who are lost. I don't. They're good pieces. Listen, they're a good team. Again, I said this. I'm gonna say this every week, guys. Don't get offended. It's not personal. You know, I gotta put someone at 14. I gotta put someone at 1. Every team this year is good. Every single team. Last night we played the great team, Rabbi Zeno's team. Bro, it was a fight. Honestly, it was a fight. They bowled out. Every team is good. So at number 14, I have light green. At number 13,
You realize every time Zaki wins a team, he tells them they balled out. But I
Gotta
want to
show
see when he
respect,
loses
bro.
next week. When he loses, I want to see when he loses what he's going to say. Did that team ball out? Or did they mess up?
Are they playing purple?
Who are you playing next week?
we're playing red next week.
Oh, yo,
big
this is a big game, man.
Big
Red
game.
is watching very closely
Yeah,
where you
Red
put
is
that.
watching, man.
It's gonna be a big game. At number 13, I have the Rabbi's team. I mean, I guess the coach's massage worked last night. You had
Yes.
2 big threes to keep your team in the game.
But he was too relaxed.
Too relaxed.
He bowled. What do you mean?
He plays very well.
bowled.
Rabbi played
Rabbi
well.
bowled.
By the way, I'm going to say one thing, Zaki. Sorry to cut you off. This year, Rabbi is a totally different player. And I'm not even kidding. He's passing. He's getting his team involved. Maybe I think he should do less passing. But he's getting too much passes. And he's not getting as
I don't
much
think you shot
touches.
a lot.
But I have
Didn't get as
a
much
very
touches.
pressing question for you.
Okay.
Better with Gabby or without Gabby?
Oh, baby.
Can we?
That's
let's
the
get to that.
question of
We'll
the
get to
day.
that.
Listen.
We'll get to that.
No,
on
no,
my
that's
team.
now.
This
I'll
is
say on my
now.
team.
Nothing against Gabby. You know, you're Yakubov like me, man. we love
I
to score.
don't-
But I'll tell you one thing. Gabby, you're a phenomenal player. But unfortunately, Orange looks better without you.
Wow.
I'm being honest. Well, again, it's early. But why I'm saying is Zaki put something in this team's mind when Gabby was missing the first game. I don't know. You did a great job. Obviously, your cousin's a coach.
Appreciate that.
But Zaki did a thing that kind of blew me out. Why? Because I've been coaching for 20 plus years already. And the way Zaki bought that team against White. And White, okay, is also a little dysfunctional. They're not there yet. All
brothers on the team.
Yeah, but they're also getting to get together, play with each other. Not everybody. It's the first 2 games. You're going to get those. But the way Zaki came out that game and he put the offense and the defense, bro, I bugged out. I said, there's no way that Zaki just pulled a...
Yeah, but you're supposed to add Gabby. It's supposed to become even better.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, the way they played, everybody knew Orange is getting blown out. Everybody knew that. Even when they put the rankings there, who's winning, Zaki knew himself walking into that gym, he's getting washed. But
No,
when
I didn't.
Okay,
I didn't
we need to
believe that
move
at all.
along with the power rankings.
We'll get
Next.
back to Orange when it's Orange's turn. At number 13, so we have the Rabbi's team, great team. At number 12, we have Teal, Yuda Nisano's team. They had a crazy win week 1, and I said they're a 4-on-4 team. They have ball movement issues. I think the more Igal plays and runs the offense, the better of a shot they have. That's my opinion as a point guard, because Igal has experience. He knows how to win. He knows how to win. He knows how to play. He has a lot of young cats who need advice. Will they listen to him or not? I don't know.
I mean, Igal isn't the best example of giving over advice in a way that, you know, sometimes he can be a little bit rough around the edges.
Yeah, it's rough. You're right.
To playing with
by the way,
It's not so simple, but he could do
called
it.
me yesterday. Rabbi was getting a massage, asking me for advice.
Who?
Teal was calling. That's advice.
I said, bro, I'm not your coach. You can call Ari.
Number 11, we got Navy. Jacob Arambai was playing. They had a good game versus White, right? It was they played White. A very close game. They ended up losing by 2 points, but very close game.
In the first game, there was a fluke for them.
Yeah, and Solomon Piro wasn't there the first game. He was a big piece, obviously. So,
But you see the
I have
difference
them
now when
at,
they had them. But they missed Gabby. Listen, he's an offensive threat.
No, I think they'll get it together.
Gabby wasn't there. He's a big offensive threat.
No, they got Johnny. They'll get it together. I think they did play much better. I could see them jumping up. Jacob Arambai is a star.
Can I
Yeah,
say say one thing or no?
Yeah,
About
go
that
ahead,
team?
man.
Fine, you could say
Can
it.
I say
Say
one
what
thing?
you want. This is uncensored.
Out of the 14 teams, 12 that are going to make it, they're going to be the one that they're not going to make it.
I disagree with you, but
I'm telling you right now.
yo, what do you know about coaching, bro? I'm joking.
Wow. I'm really serious, because the only way they're making it is if that team plays as a team. It's one-dimensional, bro.
Guys,
one-dimensional.
very, very fun fact. Last year's semifinals was Coach Avi versus Coach Ari. And that game wasn't even close.
It
1
was.
second, Avi, tell him our record.
Same thing.
No, tell him our record. Me against you.
So we need that right now, bro. The ranking, power number 10.
3-0. 3-0.
Wow.
2-0.
3-0.
One in the
tournament.
season. One.
The tournament.
Oh, baby, what tournament it is. Yo. But listen, before that, to get a little off topic, we both shook hands. We're both men. We're grown men. We both took it as a man. We shook hands.
I mean, he won.
No, he didn't want to shake mine. He didn't want to shake mine. He said, "You're too good for me." I said, "It's okay. You can take my hand. You know, you can take my hand." I said,
Okay, next.
At number 10, we got White.
White
Leo
at 10?
and Avi Rubinov. Avi Rubinov is going to kill me. If he thinks he's number 3, we'll put you at number 10 for today. Good win, guys, but you're at number 10. Number 9, in what I think was the game of the week, Maroon versus Gold. We're going to put Maroon at number...
Great game.
At number 9. Very good game. Very good
And
teams.
Gold was missing Mike Jonathan.
That is a
Gold
big deal. I
was
knew something
missing
was off.
Mikey
Yeah,
Jonathan.
that's who was missing.
I was like, what? Something's odd
Big
over here.
piece. I mean, my opinion.
I do it. You had Maroon 5 last week.
And they were, by the way, this was the game of the week also because Maroon traded Eitan and Wemby and shipped them.
Yeah.
So Eitan and Wemby had something to prove. Like, yo, you shipped us. We're gonna make you regret it.
And last week, Ari said.
they won that trade, it seems
Last
like.
week, Ari said about Maroon. There's no way you could be Jason, you could be Jordan, you could be her. They're not shooting what they did last week.
I think those were my exact words.
Those are his exact words. Remember, I'm the
But they-
coach.
They scored
shot-
97 last game, right?
Yo, they shot 90% from the field last game. Nobody
Yesterday,
ever.
Daniel Chaim and Artie, they didn't look so good last night.
Who do you
Eitan
think won
looked
the
good.
trade?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with my old cap, Michelle, baby.
Michal. So Gold won the trade.
Yo, Michelle, you see Michelle playing this year?
Yo, he had some nasty rebounds last
Oh, you
night.
saw that 3?
I didn't see it.
He had
Bro,
a clutch
you're
3.
missing that. Hopefully, we'll get the footage.
Nobody
in the
even
finals,
realized. Nobody even realized that they were missing Mike Jonathan. That's how good they played.
No, they play
They're
well.
a good
Michal
team.
played well
I like
also.
them. I like Gold. I personally
Gold is
like
good. Gold is
a
good.
good team.
But
But we have-
one guy got to work on his free throws. They gave him 4 free throws and he missed.
So
it.
I have Maroon at number 9. At number 8, we have Gold. Again, I just want to say something, guys. Number 9 to number 4, 5 are pretty much toss-ups. They're all pretty much the same.
like how you said 4, right?
So we have at number 8, we have Gold. Obviously, again, very, very close game with Maroon. They're 1-1, but again, record means nothing because it depends who you play. So obviously, that's
Matchups
why.
are key.
Defensively, I
Yeah.
think they have one of the best backcourts in the league. Mikey Jonathan and Asa is one of the best backcourts.
So who's their
defensively.
center? That's my problem.
Wemby.
He's not really a center.
It's fluid, it's
tall,
fluid.
He's like a power forward. He's just tall enough to do whatever
He's
he
rebounding.
wants.
You got.
Yeah.
They have a very solid team, and I don't know. I think.
I think Michal's X factor. If he can play center as a big body, I mean, when they play Rabbi's team, Rabbi's gonna kill Wemby. I mean, there's no.
We got to bring the stretcher outside.
It's like Shaq against Wemby. I mean,
Yo, I'm going to be busy that night.
Retire.
I'm going to be busy that night.
You know?
Stretching out legs.
Yeah, it was number 7.
At number 7, we got Yellow beating the green team without their famous coach.
Killing the
Killing the green
Yeah.
team.
What was that, Rabbi? Can you say something about that?
I know. I love Eliran. I was happy to see him win. I was like,
You know, Rabbi feels so bad that he wore a green tie today.
I was miscombobulated. I was like, well, error. What am I seeing? Green team. What's going on with them?
I even asked the scoreboard. I said, "Yo, is that number right?
It happens.
that number right?"
It happens. Listen, I think the deeper issue is that, and this is an issue that it's been in the league, and every season it's the same thing. No team ever won back to back. When you come with a full belly,
At least you know
it's
that.
not the same.
At least you know that.
So we're hopefully
Last year, the white team, they came
white
out
team. It
struggling.
happened to
Yeah,
yellow team before.
And yellow.
It happened. You go all the way back. No team ever won back
But I
to
think
back.
you could break the curse of the record-wise because they started off bad, all of them.
They started. No, that's not true. In the first captain season, it was blue team Igal Mishpatov. They won the chip. The next season,
Orange one.
The orange won, but they didn't lose a game. Blue.
Oh,
The
really?
only game they lost was in the semifinals against orange.
Oh, wow.
Against black, I mean, whatever.
Wow.
Okay, so number 6, we have red. A lot of you guys want red to be higher. Here's my analysis on red.
Right, I
They
even brought a
played-
red pen.
They played 2 weak teams. Okay, they played 2 weak teams. They didn't play the top teams.
They got orange next week.
They got orange next week. It's gonna be a fun game. You know, am I gonna win? Are we gonna lose? I have no idea. I think it's gonna be a fun game. They're a strong team. They're a very, very strong team. I'm a little bit worried about their offensive output on a team level. Can they compete with some of these high flying offenses? You know, that's my question. So I have them at number 6. Sorry,
But Zaki, they're not scoring so many points.
they scored a lot in garbage time last week.
They're in the
Meant really
50s.
nothing. But yeah, the first game was.
And who's their big? Who's their big?
Gabi Hafizov.
Gabi
Ben
Hafizov.
Wallace, bro.
But he's not a scoring big.
Yeah, but he's
he had
not-
1
yeah.
point last
Ben
night.
Wallace.
Yeah, but if you get him in foul trouble, you're good.
You get anybody in foul trouble, you're
No,
good.
not necessarily if you're the light.
We get you in foul
No, they
trouble.
are lacking size in terms of other than Gabby. They don't have anyone
Yeah, they
else.
don't
Michael
have that.
Drive is tall, but he doesn't. He plays guard. He's a big guard.
He's a good shooter, by the way.
I'm not
Amazing shooter.
worried about their size. You're not getting many offensive rebounds against them.
That's true.
They're coming
Gabby
down.
Hafizov is dominant. Yeah.
Number 5.
Number 5, we're gonna go with orange. Now, okay,
Oh.
guys, I did not grade myself. I had the rankings. Mr. Coach Avi over here, the one and only, graded my team. What do you have to say about us?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Orange has been playing phenomenal the first 2 weeks of the season. All jokes aside, we were just joking about Gabby. Gabby's a very big key of that team. Very
He had
big
23
key.
points last
He
night.
had
in the
23
first half.
points in the first half. He was cooking. Unfortunately, things came down in the wrong aspect, and he got ejected. All right, he's going to learn from it because he has Zaki, and Zaki knows. Because you know, it says, whenever there's karma, karma, it's around this world. He was talking about me. Coach, you got ejected. And now one of his own players got ejected.
Seems like it's a Yakubov thing.
So I guess so, man. But listen, all jokes aside, I ranked them 5th. Why? Because they came out the first 2 weeks, shocking the whole entire Z League. Everybody told Zaki, what kind of team did you draft? You drafted Tom, he's 40. You drafted Gabby, he's 20. Then you got all these mediocres, rookies, bookies. But look what he's doing.
But you know what, I think it was my brother that said, or somebody said in the chat, the best stat of the season, last season, Gabby started 0-3.
Yeah.
This season, he's not there, they're 2-0. How did I believe it?
Zaki, keep it going.
It's an interesting stat.
Gabby's our dog.
Gabby,
23 points
Zaki,
last night.
keep it going.
And big shout out to
Yaron
the
Baruch.
bench warmer, Yaron Baruch. That kid's a baller, and that kid was mistiered, and whatever.
And a big shout out to the guy that blacked Zaki. Thank you. Hashem should bless
yeah.
you. Because now I don't
was
have
Mike.
to hear it anymore.
Next.
Number 4, we got purple team, the coach.
Yo,
Number 4.
What do you want to
Get
be?
with this, yo. Number 1, bro.
Okay.
Bro, you really think you're number 1?
Always.
You think because you wear your tight purple jersey in a podcast, you're number 1?
Yo, according to Ariel, I lost 30 pounds, bro.
You did
Watch
lose
how
a
you
lot of weight.
speaking.
He did.
Watch how you speaking, man.
He lost weight. I'll give you credit. He
I'll
lost
say-
Why,
second.
why is purple number 1? I
Yeah,
don't get it.
why should
I'll
you be
tell
number
you why
one?
purple's number 1. I'll tell you why. Nothing against anybody, but I'm keeping it on this podcast and it's live. And I approve this
live.
message by Coach. Well, it's going to be live soon. Why is purple 1? We're offensive power house. We move the ball.
Greatest cherry picking
We
team.
play as a team. We don't fight. We have a little mistakes. It's part of life, but we're still learning each other. but it's a team to watch. If you realize,
Yes, I agree with that, and I said that
very
by the way.
entertaining.
Listen,
They are the team to
the
watch
first 2
this
weeks-
season.
But it doesn't get wins.
no, but
Entertainment doesn't
we're
get
gonna
wins.
get wins.
Okay, but-
we're gonna get wins. But the point is this: it's okay. I'd rather lose now than later, because later is what matters. It's okay,
Admit.
right? But now remember one thing: so far, the first 2 weeks that we've been playing, every team, 14 teams. If you look at stats, the most game watched is purple,
yes.
and fans are there to watch us play.
You guys are the most entertaining.
Nothing
But
against anybody. Last year, Black was always. Last year, Black was full house. According to Richie, 600 fans in the finals.
Okay, 1 second, but that doesn't put you at the top spot.
We are the top spot. Why? Because we're a fun team to watch. We're a powerhouse. Bro, coach is scoring 33
So,
points
who,
a
in
game.
your opinion, who's winning?
A 36-year-old.
As a 36-year-old.
Three predictions for you. Okay, asking you who's
Yes.
MVP, who's DPOY, and who's gonna win the championship.
Right now,
Yes, right now. Your
My
prediction. Your prediction.
my prediction,
Coach is going to be MVP.
Rabbi Zeno said it.
Is that your real?
I
Your,
personally think I'm going to be MVP this year because I have a little chip on my shoulder to prove a lot of people.
I like the confidence.
No, I'm being serious. Why? Because last year at
do
35,
you think it's gonna be close?
because it's going to be close. Jason's amazing talent.
No. So I mean,
But
we're gonna.
But
cap it
again,
out.
but again, maybe I'm going to get a few more votes this year by the captains because maybe they'll appreciate. Last year at 35, I dropped 307 points, which was 31 points a game.
Second in the league, right?
Third in the league.
Third, but I think you
But
were
you're,
second in
you're
the
like
league in
15 years older than everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, so now who's gonna win the championship?
So I think MVP should go Coach Avi.
Championship?
Defensive Player of the Year, I believe should be Tom as of now. Guy has like 30 blocks. No joke.
He had 15 blocks the first
Yeah.
game. Last night he had like 5.
For now. But again, I think this year, personally, I think defense could win. I don't think a guard should win Defensive Player of the Year, all jokes aside. Why? Because a defensive player, a lot of people don't know what defensive player means. I'm going to take 30 seconds of your time. Defensive player,
less.
25 seconds. Defensive player should be defensive rebounds, blocks, steals, and a guard when he passes the front of the three-point and goes in. How does he defend that guard? Yeah. How does that center defend? And without the center, as you could tell, Remy, you guys got blown out. It's a big key.
That's a good point.
So guards, nothing against guards. I'm a guard myself, but it shouldn't be the defensive players stay. If NBA, if you watch, centers 99.9% of the time get it. 1 year was Marcus Smart, because he had a crazy defensive season, And I'll put Rabbi in that aspect too, because if Rabbi picks up his game in defense, he's one of the categories. But my defensive player of the year so far right now is Tom.
Who's going to win? Who's going to win?
Championship.
Purple.
No, seriously. Besides for purple. Besides for purple.
Who is purple facing in the finals?
Besides for purple, I think the championship
Black.
could go. No, I don't think Black's going to win.
Wow.
They're older. They're
Okay,
older than last year.
He's building the drama.
I think
He never
I think
entertained the
purple,
thought of purple.
I think purple's
Of course
playing
purple was
purple in
gonna
the
win.
finals.
Maybe if they play and Yochananov plays as a team,
Light blue?
light blue.
All right,
Wow.
you heard it here first. That's
Wow.
Coach Avi's prediction. Put
And
it
on
in.
to number 3, talking about light blue. Light blue, they beat you guys this week. They're at number 3. Now, obviously, you don't agree with that. Do you
He just said
seriously?
they're favorite to win the championship.
Besides for purple,
Besides for us, yes.
do you feel like you are the better team than light blue?
100%.
They just beat you.
And you could ask Elon, he'll agree with you. Elon told me before the game, I was shaking before we played you because we thought we were going to get blown out. But sometimes in life it happens.
Light Blue's a good team, man.
Light Blue's a very good team.
Light Blue is a good team.
Was so far the block of the season.
This is the first time he beat me, by the way.
You were 2 years old, bro.
This is the first time he beat me. Look at this mark. It's right here. Grab me from this hand and block me from this hand.
Come on, bro. Don't make
It's
me.
okay, I'm not you.
Don't make
I'm
me.
not you, Zaki. I don't
make
blast
me
it
get
up online.
Israelov on here.
Yeah, don't get there.
Number 2, we got Coach Ari. Green team, number 2. Green team hates when I say this. Green team is a good team, but their coach takes them over the top. They hate when I say this.
I think it's a whole team effort.
I think it is a team effort. They're a good team. Not a bad team. Also, Remy wasn't there. Back to his point, without your big center, it's hard to play. Remy wasn't there.
Fun fact, by the way, Remy hasn't been on a losing team. I don't think in the captain's era, he's never been on a losing team. By the way,
Really?
Yep. Fun fact. He's been on a top 3 team since the captain's era.
Wow.
By the way, for the champ, that's kind of true though, because I did research on him. You go Google him.
Google. What do we Google?
By the way, before you continue, going back to the championship, Black could win it one way. They could. It depends on who the matchups are. Because if they do stay at number 1 and they play like a mediocre teams, because the top 4 get the bye, and then you have the 5 versus the 12, the 6 versus the 11, and so on and so forth. It depends who they will go against. Like last year, for example, they didn't play. Besides after white, people thought that they were going to blow out gold, but gold came out amazing. Yeah. Everybody thought that was going to be a 30-point loss, but gold could have won that game.
Yes,
believe it or not.
Yes.
And then the truth is, when they beat gold, they said, green is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought black is winning green. 100%. You know? And what happened? They got blown out. So black could win the chip. Again, anybody could. Even orange could win it. Depends who you... I'm serious. Even orange could win it. Why? Because it depends who you play. Imagine black versus purple in the first round. You never know. Purple beats black in the first round, you got black out of your window, bro.
That's true. I'm saying white played black. It was a close game. It was a 3-point game.
If white didn't play black...
If one extra 3 would have meant, one would have lost.
If white didn't play black, white probably could have been the finals last year.
White could have,
anything can happen. Really, anything can happen. Next.
On to number one. Obviously, the black team blowing out for the second week in a row. These guys are top, bro. To 2 tier 6s, they got our steals. Jason obviously is playing lights out. They have chemistry. They got Robert. They have Yuri. They have chemistry. I think
very good team.
I think that the only games this season that I think confident that I know who will win is black playing whoever they play.
But I'll tell you one thing, Zaki.
That's what I think. Even when they play you, I think I'm confident that black will beat
this week.
This week?
This week, baby.
This week. 2
right
days
here,
left.
represent.
When's the schedule?
Represent, yo.
Yeah, when's the schedule?
Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Everybody be there. 600
Wednesday
fans.
night,
I want Richie.
8 o'clock.
601 fans. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. You guys don't know stats like I do.
Shlomi against his old team.
You guys don't know stats like I do. By the way, I a little disagree with you on that. I'll tell you why.
And we're gonna close with this.
Yes, we're gonna close
disagree with what?
Why black shouldn't be ranked 1.
Who should be ranked on top of them first?
Purple, he said.
No.
Bro, follow the context.
Stop putting me on the spot, bro. I'm gonna get a lot of haters on
Why black not 1? Why not?
I'll tell you why. If you guys see statistics wise, last year black averaged 80 points a game.
77.
Give it 80. All right. They never scored in the 60s. Never. In the halftime, they used to have 45, 50. This year, they scored 66.
But defensively,
they haven't played anybody.
Statistics.
Who they play last week?
Last week, they played light green. But who they played game 1?
Light green is not good.
Blue.
Light blue, Yochanan was injured.
We're going to continue this next week.
Hold on.
Before we leave,
we're gonna continue
what is your rank? What is your record at the end of the season?
Ours?
Yes. Purple record at the end of the season. 13 games.
13 games?
13 games.
11-2.
All right.
11-2. You heard it live,
You heard it here first. Shabbat Shalom, guys. We'll
Coach
see you
Avi,
next week.
pleasure having you.
Thank you, guys.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat
guys.
Shalom, guys.